working with Andy Muschietti, and when was the first time meeting him through the audition process? Obviously, maybe it wasn't. It was a meeting beforehand, but then working with him because you hear so many different things about him, how he is an actor and a director, and what his process. How was the overall experience working with Andy?
It was unique, and it was actually. I've never gone about it quite like this before, where I'm going to do 6 to 8 different versions of everything we do. And, it doesn't matter if we're an hour 10 of a 12-hour day on that scene. If ideas come up, he'll run with it. You can have an idea. You can pretty much go to the guy with anything, which is really great because it keeps it open. It keeps it kind of creative and fresh, and you get this idea he just wants to play.
Yeah.
Which is amazing. So we never really get stuck into anything. And so for me, I usually know exactly what the trajectory of my arc is going to be. And I kind of just surrendered to it. There's just something about him. I was like, this guy's some sort of creative wizard.
So
I'm just going to go with it.
Yeah.
You trusted him. Then.
Yeah. You want to do it this way? Yeah, let's do it that way. So, I mean, there's literally 8 different versions of everything. So Henry Bowers is kind of a swing character for me where he's just going to use him however he needs to use him tone-wise in the film. So I kind of looked at it as an act of self-preservation. I was like, well, the more I give him, the more chance I actually stand of being in this thing at the end.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, smart.
And I don't want to spoil anything, but you were great in the movie, by the way. You were
Appreciate that.
Yes, you were scary and also kind of an empathetic character at the same time, even though you're kind of a dick. It's like all of these different.
That kind of sums up my entire career. Basically, but to finish what you said, just to put a cap on it.
Yeah.
And I said this the other day, it's this huge mega blockbuster sequel. And they had all the toys. They had all the grandiose bells and whistles. They could do anything that they wanted. But I think it's really important to both Barbara and Andy to have kind of a family feel on set. And so it felt a bit more like an independent film. It didn't have this cold sort of veneer of a studio thing that you felt that you couldn't get through, and I think it's that kind of accessibility that Andy wants. He wants you to be able to get.
It's like a general, man. That's you don't have the right general to make sure you feel that way because it's always on the director to dictate that feel.
Something goes wrong, and how an effect will say whatever it is. If it doesn't work, he's just like, oh, okay, that would have been great, but didn't work. We're going to do this. And he's got 6 other options in his back pocket. So it doesn't matter what shut down. It never fazed him. He was positive. Okay, we're going to do this. And so you watch the set tone of everybody around. They're like, man, that's a leader.
Right.
And people are happy to be there. And so it just his demeanor and Barbara's demeanor, the whole set, floated.
Yeah, right.
He just seems like he really cares.
Yeah.
I mean, he every time I've seen him speak about the movie, we got to see the screening last week. We were lucky to see it, and he was there, and he presented it, and he just seems like he really cares about not just the project itself, it's a personal project for him, but he cares just about the filmmaking process of it. So it must have been amazing to work with someone like that.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of get the feeling with Andy that if it's in his movie, he loves it. Yeah. And so it's not just the bigger elements of the film that he's in love with. If it's getting in the movie, it's because he loved it. Yeah. So all the details.
One of the things I've been seeing is even though the review embargoes are still up right now, and a lot of people can't review the film yet, there's been a lot of reaction socially about the film, and I saw a lot about Pennywise again. A lot about Bill and the stuff that he did. Did you get to see? Because again, I haven't seen the movie, so they know better than I do whether you did a lot of stuff with him, if any. But working or watching him, did you get a chance to watch him a lot and see? Because I've heard that he's just unreal the way he just can be himself, this nice kind of jovial guy, and then just turn into this monster.
Right.
And then move his eyes that weird way.
Oh, he can do that for reals.
So weird.
I have a friend that can also do that, and it's creepy. It's usually around his second beer. It just starts to go naturally. You'll notice, I think, what a lot of the cast are doing when we're asked sticky questions is we just pause for a little while, and then we start to talk randomly as our spoiler filter goes on, and we take a drink of water while we try and think of an alternative way to express ourselves, which is difficult to do when you're spinning the yarn. I can speak about the read-through.
Sure, let's do that.
And
Let's do
so,
that.
you know, you show up to the read-through, and yeah, you can see the switch.
Yeah.
It's us hanging out, we're talking, everyone's light, it's fun. And then when it's time for Pennywise, it's just boom, he flips a switch and he goes. And what I admire about it, even just watching the first installment, we don't even need to think about number two, is how tiring that kind of performance would be. You know, day in, day out, with a massive pre-call in order to get, you know, gacked up and gigged up. You know, I imagine, you know, when shooting's done, he just goes into some sort of hibernation back in Sweden for 2 months.
Yeah. Well, he'll come back 27 years later, though.
He does get a good nap.